Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Raka with student ID 2025-32005, and now I will show you my coding about a one-dimensional array. Let's head it up to the code. Okay, first of all, we're opening the dev C++ first, and then we are create a new file or new project. And I will code first and explain it later, okay? Okay, right now I will input the number in this code, okay, from the example. Okay, this is the output of the number one, the code number one, and I will explain it. First of all, we use integer for array, and this is the variable of array or the name of array, and I have a 5 value, and in this have a print with a text. The text is masukkan 5 angka or input a 5 number, and I just go to looping in here. I use for or formula, and the formula is I use integer for the data type in looping, and I will use I for a name of data type or variable it. And why I use 0, because 0 is a zero-based indexing, so that's why so many index has start from 0. And I will use this data type or this variable name from 0 and less than 5. If they less than 5, then the I is or the number will decrease or below 5. So see out, I will print out angka ke, I will print out the text angka ke or number, and I will print an I or the variable name in looping and +1, because just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. And I will use this because for the aesthetica, and I will input the angka or the number in this. I will input the array in this. Okay, the second one is I use looping for output of this array. Okay, I will use output the text, and the text is isi array adalah, and I will use a for or a looping again, and I will use the same method or the same formula in this section, and I will use this 2 in this section. I'll use print angka angka, because I will print the array on it one by one, just like angka 0, angka 1, angka 2, angka 3, and until 4. So yeah, I use this for the aesthetica. So yeah, and I will use end line because for the gap. Okay, this is the output of this code. So yeah, this is the first code I make, and let's head it to the next code. Okay, I will explain the code. This code. Okay, this code has a similar with another code or the one code we've done, but this is the heavy difference. Okay, the first one is I use 3 different data type. The first one is integer nilai 6, or this is the array of this code, and I'll use an integer because I will input integer data type in this code. And the second one is a double. Total is something 0 or equal 0. Why I use equal 0? Because I will input, or the code will input the total of this code into the total. Okay, and why I use double? Because if I use integer, the average or rata-rata will use integer 2. I don't know why. The third one is a double for rata-rata or average. I'll use double because I want to make they use an to 76.66667. Okay, so I'll use a double in this. And I use looping again, or the formula is the same as before, just this different as a 6, because the exam asked me to make a 6 number, and this is the same as before, and the difference is just the total. Okay, the total is why I use a plus and equal, because I will add all of the number or all of the array in this code, and I will total it in this total data type. Okay, the next one is I use rata-rata and declare it with total at this data type for 6. Okay, because this is have a 6 array. Okay, and I will use and print with text. The text is a total nilai equals, and then I print out the total, and the next one is I print out a average or a rata-rata, and I use the same method again. So this is an output of the code or the result of the code. So we headed up to the next coding. Okay, so I will explain this coding right now. Okay, so this code has similar with the previous code we working on, but the difference is in this code we have this type integer max and min. And what is that max and min? These variables will store the highest and lowest number found. And the next one is we have a declaration of this mix and max data. So the initialization is setting the baseline. Before we checking of the number, the program assumes the first number or data 0 is currently both the largest and the smallest. And this code I use looping for finding the max and minimum. Okay, the logic is it checks is the currency number bigger than my current or max. If yes, I updated max the maximum, and if the current number smaller than my current min, if yes, it updated min. The output is the text and nilai terbesar or a biggest number, and I output a max, the variable type of data in here, and align because I want to have a new gap. Okay, and I'll do the same thing, but it's just like the minimum. Okay, this is the output we got. Okay, this is the output of the third coding. So this is the maximum number, and this is the minimum number. This is the maximum number we had in array, and this is the minimum number we had in array. Okay, we headed up to the last code. In this last code, I'll use the same program and same code as before, as previous before. Okay, so first one, I'll use the int angka 7. This is the array. I'll change before that. I use data, and right now I use angka or number because I will searching for number again. And the second one is cari or finding. Why I use cari or finding? I want to this variable to store a specific number the user want to find. And the last one is ketemu or find. Okay, why I use boolean in this situation? Because I want to track if the number is found or not. Let's head it up to the different thing in this code. We use output, masukkan data yang ingin dicari, or input the number what you want to search. And I use input cari the variable things, and I use looping again for, and after I input the number what I want to search, the program will check the number at position equal to number we're looking for. If it's found or if it match, it's set to the ketemu, and it's in the boolean we have two different types, false and true. So after ketemu or true, it execute, it break, which immediately stop the loops. Okay, the last one is displaying the result. If ketemu or find, if angka or number we searching out is find in array, it will print angka 20 ditemukan di array, or number 20 is in the array. Else, not ketemu, or if the number we searching for is not found in this array, it will print angka or number we search it up is not in the array. Okay, so this is all for me. Thank you for watching this tutorial or this explanation video. Bye bye.